One. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the HPT live webinar. Today is, what is it? Today is January 11th. January 11th. We're going to break down a week. We're going to break down some trades. We got our boy, veteran HPT member with us, Todd from Louisiana. What up, Todd?
What's going on?
We're going to be breaking into some charts today, man. You know, just diving deep, fine-tuning the strategy, and looking at this beautiful week we had in front of us. It was a good week. It was a short week. We didn't have, what was it, Thursday. No trading on Thursday. But let's break right into it. Monday, 1/6/2025. This was a phenomenal trade. I was really happy with this trade. Let's do a quick breakdown, right? Because and the main reason I was so happy with this trade, well, I want to make this video really beneficial for the viewers. So the best way for me to do that is to break down what would be the pre-market plan going into this trade, right? So this is the day we're talking about right here. So the pre-market plan looks something like this, right? This was pre-market data. And price was ripping in pre-market, right? So we had right here a massive gap in price, right? We got previous day high. We have end of day down here at 59288. And price is gapping up in pre-market, right? So I like to approach it the same way every single time, right? Here's the open print, first candle of the day. So the way my strategy works is up to me to figure out who's got the ball. Do buyers got the ball or do sellers have the ball, right? Because there's two scenarios that can happen here. One is sellers take control and push price back down to EOD, PDH, closing the pre-market gap, right? That's scenario number one, right? The gap fill. Scenario number two would be buyers take control of the open and we get a move up, right? I think the target was 6013. Actually, I'm not sure what the target was. But anyways, that's not really important. The important thing is who is going to take control of the open, right? And when trading this way, it just simplifies the game for me, right? Because, yeah, there's a million different scenarios that can happen, but when you really simplify it to two, this thing's going up or it's going down, right? The market imbalance is going to happen. It's up to me to act on my strategy. Right? Well, what's the strategy? Identify open print. Buyers come in, defend the 50 right there on the 5-minute. We get a red bar, and then our green bar right after it ignores it. This is where we take the market long, and we captured a beautiful move up here to the upside. And I was really proud of this trade, right? Because it felt very uncomfortable. It felt uncomfortable because there was a resistance right here as well, right? I was literally longing into, where was it? I'll show you. Right. Hold up. Right here. This was my first upside target. Bam. And then I had, what was it? Open print right here. There it was. So those were my upside targets. And it just goes to show, right? Like, you know, I used to be the trader that would not take this because I'd be, oh, man, you know, there's a resistance right there. Let's just see what happens, right? But now it's like, no, listen, this is how you identify buying acceptance. This is what strength looks like, right? So when presented, I got to act on this, right? So I took it long. I caught a really nice move up to my first target and then my second target here where I got out of the trade, right? But Monday was a really good day.
Yeah, nice trade. I took the exact same trade, Josh.
Look at that,
Open
too.
Print, it retested quick.
Yeah.
I took the same trade. Got to take it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you got, go ahead.
What really gave me confidence in that trade was if you look at the 5-minute, in the pre-market we got that big red bar.
Yeah.
No follow through on that red bar.
Yeah.
So that told me something. We take out the top of that bar and we start holding open print. I gotta take that.
Yeah, she's going up. You know what I like doing with these two? Is you whip out the fib. right?
Yeah.
And you go, all right, if sellers can hold 50% of this candle, then this candle has weight. But
Right.
if sellers can't hold 50% of that, that means this candle is weak. Therefore, buyers are strong. Let's go.
No doubt. No doubt.
Those are like, that's my favorite right there, right? Because, you got all those traders that see red, they're like, oh man, this thing's gonna go. And yeah, it could. But if it can't hold the 50, if it can't hold the fib, right? Or, in that 50 EMA right there as well. Oof, that fake out below the 50 EMA, that usually fuels it right to the top right there. That was a beautiful, beautiful move right there.
Totally. I agree.
That was it. That was it for me on Monday. One and done right there. Really simple. And that's the power of having a super repeatable approach right there. I mean, this right here is what we collect data on every month, right? This is the strategy, right? So like when I see something like this, me and Todd, we talk about this all the time. You have to take these. If you, and it's so funny. The longer I trade, the more I realize it's not about being, anything special. It's about repeatability. It's about studying something, collecting data on it, building confidence and conviction in it, and then all to lead up to that one moment where you see it, you have to act on it, right? Like if buyers pushing above that top right there, that right there is you have to take that. Weak, no follow through on this candle, open print, defended, beautiful move right up there. Cloud held pretty well. I ended up stepping away from the charts, but going back, look at this, right? So yeah, we get this beautiful rally up here. And then this is what I absolutely love about our strategy is you start to see these, right? So when price comes back to that red bar that was ignored, that's going to tell you something. Like that right there, this is the sweet spot. Anytime, because this is trap sellers, whatever you want to call it. But when the market comes back to this spot, you got to watch to see who can control it, right? We come back to it. We're below the 50. We're getting a little bit of buying, weak buying. Sellers push through, get a green bar, ignored. That'd be a great short play right there. Stop above the green, bam.
Yep. Those areas work so good. It happened a lot this week, and I was sitting there watching them. It's beautiful.
Look at look at that. Red bar ignored, green bar ignored. Bam.
Yeah.
That's
Tuesday too. The same thing. It's nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh my Lord, Tuesday, man. This one was beautiful. Look at this. This one was just insane. Like open print, right? Look at so. Hold on. Let me get rid of some of these here. Hold up.
Them open print retest were on fire.
I gotta point something out here. This is insane too. All right, everybody look at Monday's open print. Right, this is Monday's open print. I'm just gonna label it open print Monday. Right. This is the power of pit number. Right, open print Monday. Look what happens here. Tuesday. Open. Look at this. Coincidence? I think not. Look at this. I think not. Like, all right, so open print is established, a new open print on Tuesday. Sellers come into the market and push price right into Monday's open, right? So, once again, the way we trade over here at HPT is you learn to identify the areas of value, the areas that are going to tell you the story. Right? And open print is one of them. Whether it's from Monday, Tuesday, it's up to you to figure out which one holds significance that day, right? So you label them, right? So you're going to look here and go, all right, who is in control of this level? Is it buyers or is it sellers? We come up, we retest the open here and reject, green bar, ignored, sink right through. Bam. That is just beautiful right there. That one right there is really nice. I didn't catch this one. I was I was called away from my computer right around here. I missed this. So once I missed it, I go, okay, this thing's selling off. Let me identify the first GBI, right? Green bar that's ignored here, right? So I go, okay, bam. So now it's up to me. It's up to me to figure out, and this lined right up with previous day low, right? So this is the lowest price from the previous day. We fall below it, we get a GBI. So now I'm looking for a short play here, or for price to come back into this level, and for sellers to show strength, right? So we rip into it, and then once we come back to the level, I just need to find an entry. This is where we wait for the green bar to be ignored right here. Bam, stop above this candle, and caught a nice little move down to the lows right here. It's so crazy. And this is how we, because seeing the critical level, okay, cool. But figuring out who's taking control of it, we do that with the moving averages. And we do that with the green bar or the red bar that's ignored, right? I mean, you get this level. If you miss a setup, it's okay, right? All you have to do is redefine that area of value. And you do that with the RBI, with the GBI, right? The cloud is red, so I'm really not looking for no longs. I'm looking for weakness from buyers, right? So buyers showed up here, rip right into that 20 EMA and reject it. So then once that red bar whips down below it, at that point I'm getting in this with my stop up here, and I'm going to ride her down. Bam.
Yeah. Beautiful play. And did you see it on the 2 minute? Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
It looks good on the 2, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Look at that area where that GBI is, and they come back to that area right there.
Man. That's actually, I think that's what.
20.
Yeah, that may be the one I was looking at right there. Boom! Look at that. Oh, I ended up catching one more play right here too, Todd. Look at this one. So right here on the 2, when we fell down, we fell way down later in the day. We come back, and hold up, this is getting a little. Hold up. Second trade I took on this day was right here. So on the 5 minute, we get a little sell-off. Cloud turns red. Green bar comes up back to this level.
Yeah.
Can't break it. Get back in this and caught a nice move down here. And this is the thing. Like, you learn to spot, right? Because when I'm looking at this chart, I'm going, okay, we're selling off. We come back up to the 50. The 50 is going to tell me the story if we're going up or down. We get a nice red candle here off the 50. We get a nice sell-off. We get a green bar here that's pretty much ignored. But on the 2 minute, it really, you'll see the level I was looking at. Right there.
Yeah.
This little guy right here. So when we came back into this level, boom, sellers come in and you take it. That was a really good trade right there. I was targeting. I had a target way down here. I ended up selling around here though, because the 0-day options really start to, towards later in the day you got to be a little careful. But yeah, Tuesday was a really good day right there.
Yeah, real good price action if you know how to trade it.
Wednesday was a little tough, but I was proud of myself with the way I traded Wednesday. I took a trade right here in the morning, or actually it was a 2 minute entry. Alright, so open print comes down, we come up in here, I go short on this candle, and I get stomped out right around here. Bam, right? So I go short here, get stomped out here. Boom, take the L. Now, price ended up being extremely choppy, right? And there was really not much follow through on anything. It was just going back and forth, back and forth. So these are the days you got to be kind of careful that you don't put yourself in bad positions, right? You got to, you got to be like, it's funny. Anytime my edge doesn't have follow through, it's usually a choppy day. And it's usually a day I don't, like, I shouldn't be trading. And we were able to see that, right? Like, I took a short play, got stomped out. Price came to previous day low. Buyers started to show up a little bit. Then we did get a nice little red bar here that was ignored. I didn't catch that, but I could have caught a good pop there. I ended up taking a long. I took a long. All right, so when we fell down below previous day low, I was looking for some selling follow through, and we couldn't get it. So on this this red bar right here, when buyers came through and disrespected that, I took a long play targeting the highs because we were getting that nasty chop back and forth, and
starting to range.
Yeah, exactly. And then when the lows don't hold, you just target the upside, right? So I was able to catch a nice little pop right here, playing into the highs.
Yeah. I like that. I like how you did that.
Yeah.
That's nice. You find a bar to risk off of, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And like that was the same philosophy we were talking about Monday, right? Like if it's because with this fake out above open print to the upside, I thought for sure price was going to rally. So I was waiting for a good entry. And I was like, all right, well, we got a red bar right here. So I was like, for me to get long here, I want to see a nice pullback to open print. And then we got this mega sell-off through it. So I was like, all right, this right here is what we call a massive fake out. I was like, a lot of people went long right here. So now this thing's going to sell off. So I'm looking for an entry short. And we're down below previous day low right here. So I'm looking for one. And we didn't get it. No GBI. So I was like, all right. Well, if we ain't getting a good entry short, that means this is going to be the next fake out. So I was like, all right, I'll just go long if this candle gets disrespected. And it did. Boom. So that was a really good move right there. Played up in the end of day. Boom. And it's just all about adapting, right? Like, you're going to get choppy days. If you're getting fake outs, this is why I love our entry criteria with the RBI and GBI, because until you get, a solid RBI or GBI, you stay patient, and you'll see everybody else getting in the market. They're getting stomped out, and then you get to capitalize on that.
Yeah, like we always talk about, you identify your risk. That's as much as it can hurt you. You identify one bar risk.
Yep.
And that's how you play the game.
Yeah. Yeah. You risk one to make two, risk one to make three. But you're never getting hurt past that one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a really good one right there. And then there was no Thursday. And then there's
if you notice too about Wednesday, Josh, that 20 on the 5 is flat most of the day. That's an indication that you're probably gonna get chopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Or range.
Yeah.
Just chop or you a range in market.
Yeah. And look, it just went back and forth between PDL, EOD, PDL, EOD, just back and forth, right? And these are the days that are most important, though, right? Because like when you get days like this, I've been this trader. I've coached a lot of traders that done this. These days used to cripple me, and it was all because I couldn't accept the fact that my analysis was wrong. So instead of looking at your analysis as right or wrong, look at the game, let the market tell you. You know what I mean? Like, that's why our approach has been developed in a way that if you're following our approach, there's no way for you to really get hurt, right? Because like Todd just said, you're only risking one bar. right? You're risking whatever RBI or GBI you actually enter in on. You're only risking that. And if you're actually waiting for it, like look at here at previous day low. If you were looking for this a short play here, you wouldn't need a red bar to take out that green, right? And it never happened. So if you were patient and you seen that, you'd been like, wow, sellers don't got it. All right, so now I'll go long. Bam, right? Because, so like you need to develop an approach that you're not going to get killed on. Don't just be like, oh man, sellers got it this time. Sellers got it this time. Like, no, you can't do that. Or, oh, buyers broke out here above open print. It's going to rally. Nope. If anything, if you don't get a clean break retest of an RBI, it's probably a fake out. Like I've noticed that. Like this off open print, you get this red bar ignored. That'd have been a beautiful long, but look how far price rallied. Right, this thing went up almost $2. So
it moved over.
Yeah, so a $2 push with no RBI in between, that means it's probably gonna suck back. Bam.
Yeah.
So I want to get to the point, Todd, where I'm entering short on like right here. I want to be, on these fake outs here. I'm still getting a little more comfortable with playing those, but you see here once you.
Well, like I said, if you go to the 2 minute, that's that bar that clears out 4 to 5 bars to the left.
Yeah.
That usually kicks off a move.
Yeah, this guy right here.
You get that clear. I call it a clearing bar. When it clears out all that price,
yeah, right here.
I'll try to get in that, stop above.
Yeah.
But it just look at the time. Like if you count the time, like all those people that were long right there, where you think they just stopped out at?
Yeah.
That's the igniting bar.
Yeah.
That usually ignites off a move, clearing. It clears out all that price.
It's funny because we've all been the trader getting stomped on this candle too.
Yeah.
Or even this guy right here, right? Like when it comes down, and then it pops up that little heartbeat at open print, right? Grips right in the open print. You get that little bubble of air.
Glimmer of hope right there.
Yeah, the little glamour of hope. Were you thinking it might snap back? And then I used to coach this trader. He'd be like, we've all gotten fucked on the market. He goes, you just got to become the person that does the fucking, right? And it's funny because if you can be the trader that can, see this rally here and go, well, there's no good entry to the upside. Look, there's no RBI here to the upside. No red bar was ignored. So there's no good entry. Usually, if there's no RBI to the upside, you get the pullback. Right? So, like, if you could just be patient and wait for your entry criteria, you'll see this igniting candle and be the one that gets in on the glamour of hope right there and takes it to the downside.
I know you see me always talking about that candle, and that's just like a clear example of it.
Yeah, I want to get better at spotting these right here because when I see them, I know what's going to happen. It's like when I see this candle happen, I'm like, oh, here it comes. So, like, I just got to be to the point where I'm like, okay, open prints right here, and end of day. Sellers just push right through it. The market imbalance is going to happen down to the next level. Where do I get in? Bam. Sometimes you just got to get in too, right? Like, you don't always need, and it takes a different level of experience, but you don't always need perfect stomp out spots, right? Like sometimes you got to ride the wave.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it before. We're getting good at these second leg continuation trades, and once you do it for so long, you go to how do I catch this first leg?
First leg,
and I've studied it, and I've been studying it, and those clearing bars off the 2 or the 5, but mostly the 2 because you can see more information, more price action.
Yeah.
If you got a big bar, going back to our big bar theory, you got a big bar that clears out 4 to 5 bars to the left of it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, all my moving averages, all that really goes out the window.
Yeah.
And I just dive into the bar,
Play
stop
the bar.
above.
Yeah, play the bar.
And then I adjust my stop from whatever price action comes. Like if we get another lower higher after that, I'll move my stop down to get my risk unit down.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah. Well, look at this example right here. Come Friday. Look at Friday here. Look at this bar. Right? You get open print, bam. Retest open print, the 50, reject. Price comes up. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. This candle wipes all of it. Bam.
Mm-hmm.
So, at this point, this is probably I'm gonna get in. Maybe my stop's right here initially, and you can play the 50, right? You could be like the 50% rule, right? I'm gonna get in it, and then my stop will be 50% of it. But make sure
the bar,
but make sure you're playing the correct story. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we've previously rejected the 50 here. Sellers defended open print. So there's a story here. We're not just getting in on any engulfing. Sellers, they took OP. They're holding that 50. Maybe you just didn't get that entry here in the morning. This is at previous day low, right? This is weakness. Sellers come in. Oh, I want to get in this. I'll play it. And I'll put my stop just, 75% of this candle. And that way you can get in.
Yeah.
Look at this, though.
Totally.
Look at this RBI, this GBI right here. That's clean.
Clean.
Look at the retest.
Yeah.
Retest. And then this is just dirty.
That next, there it is. That's it.
Oh, man. Come on. How did I never see this before? That's crazy. Look at that. Ugh. And then even look at this. Darren pointed this one out. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Beauty.
I just love looking at it, man, because it's what we need to be watching. I mean, this was beautiful. This pre-market low. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Look at this massive move. Another thing that helps you set the pace for the day. If you get this large red candle in pre-market, pull your fib out.
Yep.
Pull
50% bottom.
Yep. Pull your fib out, and go. All right, who's defending 50% of that? Bam, sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Let me find the entry.
Yeah. All right, where's my entry? All right, green bar was just ignored. Oh, I missed it. Okay, what's the retest? Retest. Enter. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, that non-farm payroll, which I love trading non-farm payroll.
Great price fluctuations.
Yeah, you get good follow through.
I used to not like trading news, and then I realized I love news.
Mm-hmm.
News. If you can be patient and you know how to pull triggers, news is gonna make you a lot of money.
Yeah, and you trade it the same way. You trade the criteria and trust it.
Yeah. Well, that's what it all comes down to, right there, Todd. Is how well do you trust your criteria, right? Like if you're putting in the reps and you listen, when I see something, there's a very high chance of this happening. Okay.
All right.
Like it ain't got to be perfect. You just got to know when I see it. Like I was doing this thing, I was talking to someone this morning. This game has nothing to do with labor or time, right? So all of our lives we go through thinking the more you work, the more time, the more money, right? This game has nothing to do with that. You get paid directly on your ability to execute on your criteria. That's it. You can make as much money as you want. You could literally you could buy 1,000 contracts here on this GBI, or you could buy one. Don't matter.
Yep.
Both are going to pay you, but at the end of the day, you got to be like, all right,